Dr. Pamela Rasmussen is a renowned ornithologist, author, professor, and curator at the MSU Museum. Rasmussen had an early fascination with birds that influenced her career today. The taxidermy at the museum is often featured in the exhibitions she helps curate. She also utilizes study skins and other preserved specimens as tools for classification and research. Earlier this month, she answered a few questions about preserved bird specimens and the role at the MSU Museum.
So taxidermy is a mounted specimen that is made to look lifelike. And it uses techniques that are above and beyond those used for preparing study skin specimens. The main thing that we use in the labs is the study skins. So most study skins are made to look, lie flat on their backs and just have cotton in the eyes and made to be stored and to, not take up too much space. Whereas a taxidermy mount could be, Well, so they have a lot, and in the past they had a lot more, because in the past there was no other way to get to know many of these species. There were no books, there were no photos, we're talking distant past. But now people don't have to see a mounted specimen to be able to recognize that species or know that it exists or appreciate it. But being able to see them does help in that, and it brings them not exactly to life, but it gives you the three-dimensional perspective rather than just looking in a book. No, because they're going to have some degree of inaccuracy and non-lifelikeness. So there are only a few species that are legal to be kept that way. Some countries have different laws, like in Iceland, for example, they don't have legislation, people can mount anything and put it in their store or whatever. But here, ducks, geese, and grouse and quails and that kind of things are legal, as long as they had the hunting permit in the first place. So there's a law, the Migratory Bird Act, that bans people from keeping anything other than the game species. A lot of the specimens were collected long before any legislation, and so nobody has any permits for those, but they are grandfathered in. So here, almost entirely, they're like roadkills or window hits, and people find them when I'm driving along. If I find something on the road and I can stop, I'll do it and bring it in. But I can't keep it at home either. I have to bring it in and contribute it to the museum. Most people see the value, and I show them examples of how the specimens are used beyond their traditional means. Being able to sample feathers for isotope analysis that helps you to understand certain things. The traditional uses are to identify species, to know their ranges, to know how different males and females are, how different juveniles and adults are, how different they are in different areas, how different they are in the seasons, and just the range of variation within the males from a particular season, and where they are when, and how they, what their structure is and how they're related. So all those things are traditional uses.